That show is freaking me out, man. I mean, hey, welcome to Out Past the Rings, Volume 82! Today we're talking about Sarin's Darker Lakes 12-inch LP that was released on November 25th of 2017. This was split between a couple of labels. Arkin Records, Dingleberry Records, R.I.P. in Peace Records, and Dead Punks Records. Like I said, I think I said 200 were pressed. We did them on some nice clear blue. Try to match the cover art, which I should mention again is very, very beautiful. Really enjoy that whole thing. We also had the insert, which I've put somewhere. It's here. I think most of the ones in the 12 inches are smaller than this, but I printed myself a larger CD style one for whatever reason. So, I guess this story goes back to hearing about Sarin on the Post-Elementary Revolt blog. I think it was right around the time Dead Air at the Pulpit started, which is Chris Morris's blog, or he contributes to it, and I've followed him for a very long time. Always a giver of very good music. So I remember seeing, for fans of Isis, Neurosis, and they were from Brampton, Ontario, and that was really close to where I was in Hamilton, Ontario, maybe like an hour away or so. So I remember when I downloaded the 7-song EP or whatever it was that was out at that time, really, really good. And when it came time for the World That Summer's release show for our split tape with Apostles of Eris, which was then just Jesse Mowry, and I decided to ask them to play. I said, I've really liked your stuff, we're having this release party, and that's the first time I met Sarin, and I was like, holy crap, they're even better live than I was expecting. Not to mention just really, really awesome people, super nice, supportive. I mean, like, Dave ended up being one of my best friends, the singer-guitarist in Sarin, so he would come over like once every month or so and make the hour drive, and we would just like hang out for a night. It was awesome. They kind of started okay, well, there's a bigger story here than just this. So after they played that show, I started inviting Sarin out very often to play shows. Probably every other show I would ask them to come play. So by the end we were pretty tight. They even played the Hamilton farewell show to me, in addition to ZBR Fest. They played the first night, and I think they were the opening band after the Sean Workington an Ant and an Atom solo project. So that was super cool, and they played fantastic. I think they were supposed to have a split with Guilt Feeder, I think they were called, with a song called House of Leaves, which I thought was supposed to come out on 7-inch. It's a really, really good song. And it ended up on one of the Zamplers as well, but it's the precursor to this in between the EP and their first LP. So this is 9 songs. There's a lot of longer tracks on here, like Low Moon is almost 11 minutes long. You got an 8-minute or a 7-minute, 6, and a bunch of 5s. All the songs are very varied. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like Isis going on, but as soon as you hear the clean vocals and stuff like Ice Rot or Bloom, for example, they're much more varied than the Isis vocals. I didn't really always get into the more singing stuff. I kind of did, but I definitely gravitate more towards this. There's more variation going on. Very cool stuff. There's a lot of ambient interlude stuff, including 3 of the Darker Lakes. Oh, I think they may have been cut from the 12-inch. They were, because the 12-inch is not as many tracks. So those are just digital. It's getting kind of loud in here. They also had a synth player for this album who technically is not on the new album. I've gotten ahead of myself. The new album was picked up by Prosthetic Records. Dave was asking me if I wanted to release it. I was like, yeah, I'll definitely help release this in some capacity, but you should probably send this to Prosthetic Records because I think, you know, they might actually really dig it. And they did. So even during the COVID pandemic, with no touring, Prosthetic Records signed Sarin from Toronto, which was pretty awesome. So Kudos to Karen. Karen for Sarin. Myself and Prosthetic Records obviously do. What a terrible sentence that was, but yeah, I saved it, I think. What else do we got? Their 12-inch release show, just like Terry, was lackluster in the fact that there was nothing to physically release at the show, because the same plant, delayed the records. I'm sure it was out of their control or whatever, but it was just unfortunate that they gave us a date and it didn't work out. So they had some other release show later, I don't know. So yeah, go check out the new album. Oh my god, what is it called? The way you... hold on. You can't go back! The way. Not even close. Anyway, that album is also really cool. I would say darker and more influenced by Radiohead at the same time, if that even makes any sense. And what's next? I think See You Space Cowboy, Fashion Statements of the Socially Aware, is the next on the docket. But I can see that there is someone on my trampoline, and that is not okay. I'll be right back.